And good evening, everybody. I am here tonight with you, and I hope everyone's having a great day. Oh, by the way, so if you if you see a pillow sticking up from behind my back in between my chair, it's because there is one. So I've been spending a lot of time sitting in front of my computer, and man, I picked up one of these chairs from Staples. I forgot what it's called. They're supposed to be really good, and they are for a couple of hours. But when you're sitting for 6, 7 hours, these things really jack up your back. So I'm having to sit as flat as I can. But anyway, you guys don't really give a shit about my chair. But I'm glad you're here, and we got some stuff to talk about. We got some stuff that we're going to talk about regarding, of course, Gala Games. And their playtest I've been part of two of Gala Games' playtests. One just ended, which is Eternal Paradox, and I'm going to talk with you guys a little bit about that. And then another one, which is Poker Go Play. Now, both of which, so I'm gonna do the Eternal Paradox one first. And then, when you come in, let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching, whoever you are. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Eternal Paradox. So Eternal Paradox is a mobile game, and they just had their play test. It's on the Gala Games platform. However, I believe, was it Ember Games? Ember Games has created, now if I'm wrong, if for some reason I'm having a brain spasm, which is probable, let me know. But they created this game, and the first thing I got to say about Ember Games is it is visually very stunning. I mean, the graphics in this playtest, in this game, were really awesome. Hey, man, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. So, I'm not sure if you caught the beginning of this, John, but we're going to be talking about. Actually, even though I talked in the title of the live stream, I said Eternal Paradox. Well, I'm going to do a bonus one with you, and I'm going to talk about Poker Go Play. But I want to get back to Eternal Paradox. So, now, I'm sure they're probably... Oh, man. Who's here? All right, so yeah, you know what? Let me address that. So hey guys, thanks for being here. So yesterday, honestly, we're having some issues with our dogs, and they're just getting chewed up by fleas and all kinds of crazy crap. The only time we could get them is like 7 o'clock at night yesterday, and my wife can't handle. They're pretty good sized dogs, and there's 3 of them. Holy crap. So we were kind of having to deal with that whole situation. So it came up very quickly, and I apologize. I hope you guys remember that. Let me back up. That community tab that we have on our page is vital. Go check that out for information, because if I can't make a live stream or there's something else going on, that's where you want to go look. If you're not sure, if I don't post anything, you're good to go. But if I post something, or hey, maybe I have to come on earlier, or I've got to come on a little bit later, or whatever, that's the place to go to right now. So I apologize for last night, but I'm here now, and you can always catch the replay if for some reason I have a brain spasm or whatever. But yes. Yeah, I know. I just, I want to stay focused with you guys, and I'm not sure. So now I'm getting distracted because I tell you what, let me just get the news of the day out of the way, and then we'll come back. But thank you guys for being here. Make sure you guys are here. Oh, you are hitting the like button. Great. So Eternal Paradox. Now, that game actually, and I'm getting some major feedback right now, and I don't know why that's the case. So I'm going to try to That's probably why. All right. Hold on, guys. Hang tight. I need some Jeopardy music because that'll... All right. Now that should make things a little bit better. And I'm going to close this out too. All right. So this should be a little bit better, I hope. So Eternal Paradox. That game is very stunning. And it's actually it's really, really good to see. However, I played that game for probably a couple of weeks and I still never really quite figured it out. All I know is I was collecting gems and trying to build up my castle and trying to kill off, monsters and stuff. And that was pretty much what I got out of it. And someone had asked me, it might have been John, like if Gala has reached out for me to like do some videos or something. I don't really think they are because I have some criticisms. They're not, end all. I love Gala. I think they're a great program. I think they're a great platform, but I just think that there's things that can be done to improve what's going on. And I think it's almost like when you have all these games put out and it's like there's so much packed into that playtest. There's almost too much. For me anyway. Now I'm an old timer. I'm like old as dirt over here. I'm like probably 400 or 500 years old, whatever. But I just thought, it would be nice to actually have a tutorial that shows you what you're, or at least give you an idea of what your goals are, what you're supposed to do, how do you achieve them. It's like they put so much stuff in there. You got gems and you got guilds and you got like so much. It's like how much shit can we put into one game and, and hopefully make it fun. Now, again, if you're going for the casual gamer, you're not going to get them with that. The only reason I say that is because it's too much guesswork. Unless you're someone who does gaming a lot and is very intuitive about how a game is going to be played, then you're probably not going to have a problem. But if you're coming on like me, I'm not a big gamer, and all of a sudden I'm trying to figure this out, it can be really frustrating. So to get mass adoption, I think in some of these Web3 games, and we know, guys, we know that there's a lot of Web3 games that suck. Their gameplay is clunky. It's not intuitive. User interface isn't very good. Blah, 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 blah. With that said, I still think Gala has amazing games, and maybe they'll make some major improvements. So I thought, as I was progressing through little by little, and I was not spending a whole lot of time on a lot of time on that game, trying to upgrade, trying to like fight off monsters and stuff. I like my game simple. Call of Duty, great. First person, get a gun, shoot shit. I like that. My brother probably would have loved this kind of a game because it kind of reminded me, it's sort of like with Townstar, almost like a game called Civilization. Some of you old timers may have heard of it. But I just think, now I'm saying this now with the information that I have, they could come out and launch the game and it could be like a powerhouse. Be like, oh, now I get it. But right now I was just a little kind of frustrated with it all. So, can you guys, because I'm getting some serious visual lag on my end. I'm like looking at myself, which is scary. But are you seeing any kind of lag coming off the video from me? If you are, let me know. As long as you can hear my voice in real time, you can just look away. But let me know how I'm coming across to you guys, because I can't quite tell. So, but anyway, so I think what they have going for it, I think it has amazing graphics. I think it looks wonderful. I think it has tons of potential. It's an open world game, yada, yada, yada. I just think, why do we have to make these Web3 games really complicated? Keep it simple. Have a storyline. Have games that start off like, this is what you're doing, boom, 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 and then you go from there. Now, granted, it's a play test. Oh, okay, good, all right. It's just me then. So it's just a play test, and I've got to look at it that way. But it goes back to my few gripes. NFTs are too expensive, and there needs to be, to get mass adoption for people to play these games, have something. Now, I'm sure there's YouTube videos or YouTubers who have done that, which you probably, and I didn't, because I'm lazy and I'm not going to do that. Go and try to find out how to play a game. Now, your average player, not going to do that so much. And it's interesting because, so I do play Meow Match. And it's funny because in those games, it's match 3. It's as simple as you can get. Okay? And it is kind of addicting. But it's interesting because then they have these advertisements for other games. And they're having famous actors. You know the guy who played in All of Us, the show on HBO Max? Dude, he's like doing a voiceover for one of the games. And another guy who's from a show called Suits, he was doing another. So they're getting these big time actors in here promoting these mobile games. So I don't know why. I just thought that was just kind of an interesting... Really? It has a tutorial? I mean, that's the kind of game that you can sort of figure out, I think. It kind of gives you an idea. It's simple. It's like you get match 3, boom, you get 4, whatever. And it's all about figuring it out, puzzles and stuff. So, I like Meow Match. It's not... If I'm just sitting around and I've got a few minutes, I'll mess with it. I'm not emotionally invested. That is a casual game. For a game like, and I'm just talking mobile right now, guys. For a game like Eternal Paradox, that you got to spend some time. You got to spend some time and try to figure out how everything works. Strategy and this and that and the other, and what the gem's for, all that stuff. Okay. Well, that's good. I mean, I've had Meow Match on my phone for a while. So as soon as I got the news that it was going to be part of Gala, I think I got it the end of last year, I think. Beginning of this year. I can't quite remember. It just all mixes in together. But I've had it on my phone for a while. So that's cool. See, that's neat. Give people... It doesn't have to be... a novel. It doesn't have to be a 3-hour movie like the Titanic or whatever, but give a gist, something that gives you an idea. Oh yeah. So I have certain games that I like, and I don't really play them that often because I'm too damn busy, but Uncharted, I love... They killed the movie. I hated the movie, but the games, Uncharted, I love those things. Games, again, like Modern Warfare or Call of Duty, those games, to me, they draw me in. There's a story. You feel emotionally invested. That, to me, is what's going to drive people to adoption. You got to make these games where people have... They're not just in it for whatever kind of play-to-earn model you're going to have. Because quite honestly, I don't know. I don't think that's a sustainable model, but that's just me. I'm not a developer, but that's just my thoughts. We play games to play them because they're fun. To play them that they're fun. Some of the games, yes, there's going to be a little bit of a challenge. You got to figure out your skins. You got to do this. Okay, I get that. I understand that. I'm not asking for, like Eternal Paradox for Dummies, even though, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But I like the game. I like it. I liked it more as I went. I also, be honest with you, let's put all of our cards on the table. I also like the fact that they rewarded you for being a part of the playtest. I thought that was nice. They didn't have to do that. And I don't know if anything else will come of it, but I appreciated that at least. So, it wasn't a total waste of my time. I did find it enjoyable, but I don't have the time required for me and the way I learn to invest in playing a game like that. That's just me. And I guess it's one of those things where if I feel emotionally invested in a game, I'm going to spend more time on it. So that's basically Eternal Paradox. And the thing interesting, I think, was it last night? So I thought, or was the night before? What's today, 29th? It was like a day, not last night, but the day before. I went to go on and play because I thought, oh yeah, we've got till the 29th for this game to be able to, so you can play and be a part of it. And all of a sudden I go to, and this I'm talking about Eternal Paradox. So I go into the game and it was notified me that we were closed, that it was shut down, that the playtest was over. I'm like, huh? I thought we had a few more days, and the notification basically said the same thing. And so I took a screenshot of the image. Now, again, I'm not all bent out of shape about it. Whatever it is, it's a playtest. So I wasn't, crushed by it. But, that's one of the things that you do playtests for, is you work out the kinks. So they closed a little bit earlier than I thought. I think other people were surprised too. Now, I'm thinking as I'm talking to you guys, like I'm really slamming Eternal Paradox, and I'm not, because I like the game. I just am a little frustrated. I couldn't figure it out. I think once you figure out how to play, obviously when you figure out how to do something, especially if it's a game, it makes it more fun. Up until then, it's just frustrating, right? If you're trying to teach someone chess, I'm a chess player. I've pretty much been a chess player all my life. When you're teaching someone chess, it's not like, here are the chess pieces, and there's the board, and good luck. You need to know they need to know how to set them up, what the rules are, what piece does what. It's like when I would teach people how to fight and spar. Okay? I would teach them the fundamentals, like basic stuff. Like, keep it basic, all right? Hands up, chin down, move, whatever. All those different things, and keep it as simple as possible. Then as they get better and better and better, then you can add strategy and tactics and combinations and all kinds of stuff. So that's the kind of way I look at it. I do think it's good. I do think that game has a lot of potential. Out of all the mobile games, let me come at it this way. Out of all the mobile games, you got Meow Match, and you've got Dragon Strike, and Eternal Paradox, whatever. I think Eternal Paradox will rock. I love the fact that it's mobile, so you're not tied to your computer. You can sit and you can play on your phone for 5 or 10, 15 minutes, and then move on with your day or whatever. Come back later. So I like that. I like the fact that it mixes it up. Like, you can fight, and you can you can build out your castle or whatever, your fort, whatever it is. So there's a lot of things I liked about it. My biggest gripe has always been about just throwing people. It's like having if I threw my 15-year-old in the car, I said, all right, my boy, there you go, drive. You've never been behind the wheel before. You don't know what does what, where, right? What stops, what goes, you turn this, whatever. It's like, it feels like that, and you're sort of like figuring it all out as you go. Obviously, you don't want to be driving because, that could be, depending on where you are, especially if you're here in Florida, some of the roads we have, not good. Anyway, I digress. But the point being is once they figure out that way, and if they can create some sort of a testimonial, that'll be really cool. Or a testimonial tutorial, like they did. What I guess is with Meow Match, then great. I think that'll be great. So there we go. That's Eternal Paradox. Does anyone have any questions about that? So on a scale of 1 to 10, so I'm going to give this in a couple different categories. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 is the most fun I've ever had to play in a game, and 1 sucks, is the worst. In the beginning of the playtest, I'd give it a 5. Just because I was so frustrated, I didn't know what I was doing. I felt like I was fumbling around in the dark. You ever been in a room before that's the lights are out and you've never been in there before, and you don't know where the damn light switch is? That's what I felt like. Now, when I ended the game, when the playtest was over, I felt about a 7. I felt better about it because I felt like I was starting to put some pieces together. Forging stuff, and you have to do this in order to get that, and you need to have these mercenaries and these soldiers and all that kind of stuff. So I think it's got potential. I think it's a really good, visually beautiful game. They did some changes as the playtest went on. They had a very annoying narrator, voiceover, and they got rid of that, which was really good because I think that was a little distracting. No offense to whoever was doing the voiceovers, but it was very clunky, and the script was not very good. So I'm sure it's going to be much better when it comes out, when they fully release it. So that is Eternal Paradox. Anyone have any questions? I'm going to have a sip of water. All right. So now we're going to get into a bonus round, which is Poker Go Play, which, by the way, is still going on. You can still get into Poker Go Play. It's very easy to do. Now, it's not a mobile game. You can't do it on your mobile. You have to go to your browser. You have to go into your Gala Games account, go on to Games, and then scroll to where you see Poker Go Play. You're going to see the word Play. You hit play, it takes you right to the website. You connect your account, very easy. And it's basically like a Texas Hold'em. It's a really simple game. It's just like you're sitting around a table. It's a lot of fun. Now, I was gonna, depending on how long the playtest goes, I'm not sure. I reached out to find out how much longer the playtest is going on, but if it's going to be going on for another couple of days, I might do a video showing you me playing the game. I think that might be cool. So we'll have to see, but that's been a game I've been playing around with for the past couple of days, 2 or 3 days. I didn't expect it to be lasting this long, because normally the playtest for that, and this is a beta playtest, normally it's a lot longer, shorter. Like they'd have 3-hour play tests for this game, which that's what I was expecting a couple of nights ago. And then last night, and then I was like, oh, okay. And then today, and then I was on earlier today for a few minutes. So I don't know how long it's going to be going on. I reached out on Discord to find out and see how much longer. And I may do a couple dedicated videos to these games. Probably not Eternal Paradox, just because, I don't know enough about it to give a educated game video review on it. Poker Go Play, pretty straightforward. If you know how to play poker, you're good to go. Pretty much, it's a pretty simple, straightforward game. So, is there any questions about Poker Go Play? Now remember, Gala is partnered with Poker Go, all right? And they are like one of the top poker platforms in the world, where you can actually subscribe and you can go watch poker. I think they say like 150 days a year or something like that. There's always poker. There's stuff going on. So that's that is a really cool partnership. And this is a play test. So this is their beta. All right, so they've had one or two before this one. I think they've had two more, one more, two more, something like that. And I missed both of them because the windows to play were so short. So this seems to be a lot longer. Again, I don't know how much longer, but if you want to go play, when I'm done with the live stream, again, go to Gala Games, log into your account, go into the games section. You'll scroll down, you see all these different games, and you'll see like Poker Go Play, and it'll say play. Hit play, it'll take you right to the website. There you go. It's a pretty easy, pretty straightforward game. I like that game a lot. I have to tell you, I like poker anyway. And it's a lot better when you're not playing with real money. And from what I understand, if you win, and I could be wrong, if you win like 10 hands, you get like a frame. It's like a kind of like, I guess, like a lower level NFT sort of a thing. So the more you play, the more you win, the more you're rewarded. So this is going to be a game where you don't necessarily have to. My dog is going off in the background. So you don't necessarily, you're not really playing with money, which is great because we need to put our money in crypto, right? Right. Anyway. And you get rewarded for doing that. You could play for free. You don't have to do that. So, again, I like that concept. I like that these games are my first round of the night, guys. I like that these games are you're able to play for free. You don't have to invest crazy amounts of money because, that's, I mean, some people have spent $7,000 on an NFT and it's worth $30 now. I'm never gonna have Gala. They're gonna be like, no way, but there's no freaking way I'm spending $7,000 on an NFT. I'm sorry if that offends anybody. I apologize. My goal is not to offend you, but there is no freaking way I am gonna spend $7,000 on an NFT ever. You want to give me one? That's fine. But I am not going to buy. So, you want to know what I really think? No, I was kidding. So, yes. So, anyway. But I like Poker Go Play. I like the fact that it's fun. It's easy. It's not hard to understand. Now, if you play poker, you bet, fold, raise, check, all that kind of stuff. That, of course, you need to know. So if you play poker, or you've played poker in the past, this is a piece of cake. And it's really easy. You have different options. You have cash games, where you can go in and you can just sit down at a table that seats 9. And you can jump in and start playing. Or you can do like a sit and go kind of a thing where you sit down. And then once a certain amount of people get to certain, when a certain amount of players come to the table, then the game starts. I've always just been doing the cash games. So that's what I've been doing. So now I will take questions if you have any. Sorry, having some water over here. Let's see here. Yeah, right. I hear you, John. John's like, my money goes into Bitcoin and crypto. Better believe it. I don't know. Maybe there's value in NFTs, but I just don't. It's not important for me, especially in games. NFTs are big, but I don't know. They don't do anything for me. And owning an NFT does nothing for me. It really doesn't. I don't know how does that help me get better with what I'm trying to do with my family and myself and everything else. I don't really see where it does that. So I'm going to scroll back. So I'm looking to see if I missed anyone's questions. And if you are here, let me know you're here. It's kind of a mellow day. I'm sure probably everyone's watching Bitbender right now do his AMA, which starts at 7 o'clock. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But I know I said I wanted to kind of maybe on Thursdays anyway, maybe adjust the time or do something so I'm not really competing up against him and what he's doing. But the last couple of the last couple of AMAs have been okay, and just a bunch of stuff. And there's a little bit of drama going on right now between Gala and one of the YouTube channels that basically is not doing Gala sponsored videos anymore. So that's been kind of going on there. My biggest thing is this. Now, part of the problem with that situation is, I think, like for me, I'm just using this as an example. I'm not opposed to being sponsored by a project that I believe in. However, I want to be able to communicate things that I don't particularly think are right by things that can maybe improve the project. You don't get better by having all yes men. All you do is reinforce a belief that you have already. And once you start believing your own press, that's bad. Because when you do that, okay, yeah, Brian, you know who I'm talking about? Yes. Okay. So I'm trying to be diplomatic, and I don't want to call people out. I mean, I respect that channel now. Channels that shill endlessly, you're probably thinking, Sky, you do the same thing. Well, one, I'm not sponsored. Two, I criticize. I'm going to critique any project, especially if I'm a part of it. If I have, let's just put everything on the table. If I've got money in a project, you damn right I'm going to, because I look at that as like, hey, I'm part owner of this thing. I don't care. It's security, commodity, digital asset. I don't give a crap. If you have put in your hard-earned resources into a project, you should have the ability to say things that could make the project even better. That's my view, because then you have an emotional attachment. Now, I know I said don't invest in emotion, and yes, and I'm saying that. What I mean with this is you have money, you've believed in the project, you did your research, you did your due diligence, all the steps. You're like, okay, now I'm invested. Mentally, I'm invested, because you got to be. All right, you've got to be Why invest in something when you don't believe in it? All right, you're gonna leave really quick when something happens. One little thing, the wind blows a certain direction, I'm out. So if you have money, or if you're a part of a project, then I think, it's like this: when you stop arguing, when everything is silent, that's bad. So if you're in a relationship and you guys are fighting and you're arguing and stuff, that means that you each care. I mean, as long as it doesn't get out of hand, all right? Don't get that twisted, guys. But when you just don't when you just don't care and you don't say anything, the other person doesn't say anything, it's just nothing, that's bad. So when you're coming out and you're critiquing any kind of a project, it's not because you want to be an ass and you're slamming the project. It's because you love it. You see the value in it and its potential. And if you see something going, it's like having a loved one. Just like drowning themselves in alcohol or drugs or something that's destructive, to just sit back and do nothing, you can't do it. You got to say, hey, this is what's going on. This is not a good thing. We need to work this out. We need to fix this. Let me help you. So when you're coming out and you're actually critiquing, notice I didn't say criticize. No, to me, criticizing someone is you're telling them all the bad stuff that they do. That's it. You suck at this, you're not this, you're going to do, boom, 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 boom. And that's a criticism, right? Because you're not giving them any other options to improve. A critique now, and this is my definition. A critique is going and saying, hey, I think we should do this, 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 and this. I don't like the way this is being done, that's being done, whatever. Now, if you're going to say that, you should come out and have some sort of a plan. Have some ideas of how to fix it. Because then you're just bitching. Right? So if you're coming out and you're saying all the bad stuff, Gala's this and Gala's that, and they're not doing this and they're not doing that. All right, give us some suggestions. Help us fix these areas. If they really need to be fixed, then give us some ideas. What happens is when you are sponsored, and I'm not sponsored, this is just kind of like what I've been through the grapevine and whatever. It's a sponsored video. It's a shilling video. You're there to shill that project and promote it. And depending on what contract you sign, what are the terms, you might be able to say, look, I'll do 2 or 3 sponsored videos a month, but I also want to be able to have the ability to say, and that would be where I'd be. Okay, and I'm not going to use Gala. This is for anything. If a project came to me and said, Scott, we love your channel, we like what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. We want to do a collaboration with you, we want to sponsor, we want to do whatever. Okay, that's fine. I'll do that. But if you asking me to just ignore vital pieces of information, I'm not doing it, because I don't serve the company. I serve you guys. So I'm not opposed, and I'll tell you right now, I'm not opposed to being sponsored by any kind of a project if I believe in it. And I need to have the ability to give constructive criticism when it's needed. That to me is critical. It's critical for reputation. It's critical for being authentic, because what happens if something happens, and this is what kind of that backlash, all right, from that channel was, oh, now you're all good. Now you're not doing it anymore. So I don't trust what you're gonna say, and so it put him in a bad light. His reputation has gotten marred. Now I think it'll be temporary. Like I like the guy. I saw a video that he came out with. All right, I'm just gonna put out there. So On-Chain Gaming, that's the channel I'm talking about. And you can go find him and you'll see the videos that I'm talking about that I'm referencing. But he came out the other day, it might have been yesterday, and I really was impressed with how he communicated. Like, he really was wearing his heart on his sleeve. So that's something that's meaningful to me. And I appreciate the fact that, he had just gotten to a point where he just, he didn't want to do that like that anymore. And I don't know the specifics, and I'm not going to even try. That's none of my business. I think that there's always three sides to every story, right? This side, that side, and the truth, right? So I'm sure it's not all Gala's fault. It's not all, Jake's fault. It just happened to be that way. So the time was time for him to go and do his own thing. So I don't know where I was going with this, but my point being is that I think that we need to be able in a place where allowing positive criticism is healthy. And it's not fair to basically ignore things to people who are putting their hard-earned money into a project. If you guys are watching my channel right now, you're subscribed to it, you're part of my external family, right? Maybe you really liked our channel so much, you're on our Patreon group, right? And I'm going to be adding some really more killer benefits to that in the near future, so go check that out. And yes, I am talking about my Patreon, and I will, because again, this is sort of like now you guys are seeing me put all my cards on the table. All right? So because I respect you guys and we're family here. So we can tell each other pretty much anything. And Mike, great job. I hope you kept those hands up. I have a Patreon group. I'm a small channel, and it's going to be helpful because YouTube has changed some of their policies in regards to like some monetization stuff, where instead of having 4,000 watchable hours, it's 3,000. Instead of having 1,000 subscribers, it's 500. So we've got the 500s down, right? I think we're at 546. Thank you guys, by the way. Our channel is growing because of you guys, and I appreciate you very, very much. So what happens with that, now you still have the full on, but the point being is that we're a smaller channel, and so, I mean, I'm not even on the radar screen for like pretty much any crypto groups. Any projects right now, I am last on their list, and that's okay. That's totally okay, because I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you. But I also have, and yes, I'm going to talk about it, my Patreon group, which is actually more for you than it is for me. For $5 a month, for not even a cup of Starbucks, for God's sake. The amount of benefits that you will get in that Patreon channel are just crazy. And I'm just going to be adding and making them better. And you guys will be part of that process. So it comes down to, and this is no pressure, and you don't have to do it. And I'm not going to beg you guys. I'm really not, because you guys just coming in and watching these live streams and checking out my channel and checking out the videos and stuff, that to me means so much you won't even know. But if you guys want a deeper connection with me, and we can have our own community, like here is very disjointed. Like we really can't have discussions as we can in other, in a like a Patreon, where I have a set up a Discord, and we would have our own Discord channel, and there's just so many things that we can do. So anyway, if you're interested in knowing more about that, just go check out my banner up top, and it'll take you there. So that's enough of that. But yeah, so it's important to be honest, and making sure that you're able to speak your truth and not be hamstrung by it. Because if you are in a position, if someone came up to me and said, "Hey Scott, we love your channel, blah 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 blah. You're very transparent. We love how you communicate the truth to your people that support your channel, blah blah blah. But we don't want you to say anything negative about our program." I'm going to say goodbye. I'm not interested in that, and that's something that I've always been. So you guys won't have to worry about that. Like I said, depending on, and I'm also very reluctant about bringing new projects to you guys, because I don't want to be. I want you guys to make sure that you're doing your research, not just taking my word for it. So anyway. All right, Mike, I can't tell you how stoked I am about you getting your algo, man. Man, how do you feel? You must be like, whew, totally relieved. I would be. Hey, maybe you'll win that free Bitcoin if you're transferred out. I don't know if that makes a difference. But, Coinbase is having this. It ends probably at midnight tonight, but so I made a transaction earlier. That if you make a transaction, you have the ability to win a free Bitcoin. Does anyone ever win these things? I know like Gala Music was giving away a Bitcoin, and Coinbase is giving away a Bitcoin. So it's interesting that everyone's giving away Bitcoins. But tonight we were here talking about Gala and the play tests that are going on. Again, if you want to still get involved in the PokerGo play test, say that twice. Just go on to Gala and go on to games, log into your account, scroll down, find PokerGo play, hit the play should be highlighted, and then I'll take you to the website. You do everything you need to do, presto changeo, then you can play. Yeah, I think we're all relieved that you got your algo settled, man. That's like huge. So I'm not sure else who is here. Kind of a small group tonight. You guys are hearing me kind of ramble a little bit, but hopefully you're getting something out of tonight's live stream, because I sucked and I wasn't on last night. Oh man. So my back is really jacked up. This chair is not all that it's cracked up to be. I forgot the name of the thing, but it's like a popular Staples chair. It was either this. Oh. On number 2. It was either this or trying to get like a regular gaming chair. But I went with this, and it's okay for a certain period of time. But so, because I don't know if I told you guys, I want to make sure I tell you that I got a new position with the crypto recruiters. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of them, but they're one of the top crypto recruiting firms in the United States. And I've been brought on board as their business development manager. So that is really awesome. So I've been spending... I get up in the morning, go to the gym, come back, and then I'm sitting in front of my desk and my computer like all day. And even after this live stream is over, I'll probably spend another 3 hours here. But it's really exciting, and it's really exciting. So, my goal is I try to businesses, crypto companies that are looking to hire talent, to fill needs for their roles, and some of these are big crypto companies too. So that's really exciting. So I kind of have my foot in the door. I'm not gonna leave you guys. Don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm still gonna be doing videos. I'm not doing anything. That's gonna be crypto is just gonna be now my full-time job, and I love it. I'm really stoked about it. Congratulations, Mike. I'm glad, man. I'm happy for you. That's for sure. See, that's what it's about, And I'll give you another one. Combat Karate, or Karate Combat. Maybe go look them up and do your research. See what you think about it. It's a different kind of crypto project. I'm not shilling them because I've only had positions in for a couple of weeks, but you can you get karate token, and you can sort of like, I guess you can bet on real life games, so like not quite UFC fights, but just regular fights. And it has the Hedera. I mean, just go go on Twitter and just type in like karate combat, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Even if you don't, even if that's as far as you go, the concept I think is really cool. But just give it an idea. Yeah. It's new, and I don't know. We'll see. The price is low, and I think they've got I totally forgotten how much what their tokenomics are, but they are. You know what? Or you can even just go to Etherscan and check things out. I'm trying to find. I'm looking to see what it would be. Yeah, I don't have as many H-bar as you do, man. I just keep on keeping on. Even though I did buy some more today because I want to win that Bitcoin from Coinbase. That I don't know who else wins, but whatever. Let's see here. So I'm just punching something out right now, guys. If you have any questions, ask. I just want to see something really fast. So the karate token is basically 307 right now. So there you go. But I like the concept. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, what else is going on? So if you're here and you're just kind of watching, if this is your first time, go ahead and let us know you're here, please. We're all a family in here, so don't be shy. Yeah, the poker game is really fun, Mike. And it's really not that challenging. I mean, where it's difficult to figure out. I do still have Gala. Yes, I do. And it's good to see you. Welcome back. Gala is a project that, as long as they keep developing and as long as they do what's right for the project itself, they're going to go places. We're just, once we hit, of course, we're in a crappy time right now. Everyone's been saying that. So we're in this bear market, and who knows how long it's going to last. We could still be here. We could be here for another year and a half. Who knows? Or it could end, when XRP comes out and the Ripple comes out, and they're like, hey, we're going to do it in favor of Ripple. So that could start ushering a bull run. So who knows? No one knows. If anyone tells you they know when the next bull cycle is going to be, run from them. Don't listen to anything they say because they have no idea. Nobody does. So, again, I apologize in advance. I wish my office was a little more soundproof, but anyway. Jasmine, huh? Hey, Michael. Now everyone's coming in. All right, cool. So, Jasmine, I'm on the fence. I had some for a while, and then I just kind of sold out of it. I don't know. I'm indifferent. Yeah, this is the accumulation phase. Yep. So, Jasmine, I don't know. It's one of those things where you've got to look up and see if it's right for you. That's what I tell people, because I'm never going to tell you to buy anything. I'll make you maybe aware of something, but I'm not going to go and say you got to buy more of it, or you got to buy this, or you need to sell, or you got to do. You're never ever going to hear me say that, ever. What I would say, Michael, depending on your research with Jasmine, just do extensive research. Go on their website. Go join their Discord. Go look on any strategic partnerships they have. Try to get as much information as you possibly can before putting money into it. That would be my suggestion to you. Yeah, with Jasmine. Yeah, I mean, I had Jasmine at one point, and then I just was like, It wasn't speaking to me. It really wasn't. I wasn't feeling like super compelled to continue owning it, so I got rid of it. You know, there's very few crypto projects for me that I really, really will not sell. Obviously, if something drastically changes, a leadership changes, or some crazy shenanigans were found out, I'm gonna be out quick. But just going down the road and keeping everything smooth, nope. I like to keep my projects. Because market caps are going to go up. Once we get out of this, market caps are going to go up. Yeah, man. Whatever you want to do. So I look at it this way. The higher the circulating supply is. Like some of these meme community projects have quadrillions of tokens, and then you get reflections, and you'd have to have billions and billions of these tokens to okay, there you go. Mike's right there. He's giving you his thoughts. But some of these projects, when they have their tokenomics, are really so bad that, again, exchanges do not like projects with like this crazy ass, supply in the quadrillions or whatever. They also don't like reflections. So depending on, that's why you won't see any of those on these big exchanges, and especially now that you'll see in the DeFi arena. So that's just my thoughts on that. I mean, there's a lot of really cool potential projects. This is kind of how I work my process. I want projects that have viable use cases. I want a project that actually solves problems in a way that no one else is. Or maybe it's a totally new issue that's come up that, like HBAR. Those projects, to me, get me more excited because I want sustainability in these projects. There has to be something more than fluff. If you're dealing with a crypto project and all they have is fluff and there's no substance, they won't last, in my opinion. So if you have projects that have a lot of use cases and they're solving problems, and you're getting a lot of exposure, and you're getting a lot of positive. This is part of the case. This is part of my live streams, guys. You suffer with yawns, but you have use cases. There's utility. There's all these things going on. That to me is what I look for. I don't like. I'm sorry, and I'm not offending anyone, but the Pepe coin or whatever it is, I have no interest in that. to me, it doesn't necessarily, it does nothing for me. Now you have things like Jasmine. Now Jasmine, there's a lot of 50-50 stuff going on. Some people love it, some people don't. I'm indifferent. I just stand by and have my popcorn and just watch, see what's going on. I haven't decided one way about it. Okay, XRP, that's another one. I love XRP. I'm not gonna buy it right now because it's way too volatile. I'd rather invest. For me, anyway, this is just me here. I'd rather take, if let's say for example XRP is 50 cents. You know how much H bar I can get? I can get 10 H bar for that. Depending on, and then I can put it into Hashpack and stake it. And Bob's your uncle, right? So those are things I want. I want the projects that I'm involved with to work for me. So I like projects that stake. Now, is that a deal breaker? Of course not. But it helps. All right, I'm going to punch this up here, Michael. I want people to see. Let's get you up here. All right. Our projects are show no do. Yeah. So with Ethereum and BTC, if you were to, those are good. Obviously, those are the blue chips, cryptos. So those cryptos are going to be projects that are going to be, they're going to be around. They're going to last. So the only thing for me, what just happened? There we go. The only thing for me is that with Bitcoin right now, if you got in early, then you're going to get a lot more returns. You have to decide what kind of returns you want to get, what you can expect. 2x, 5x, 10x, all of that. So I'll be honest with you, I don't have any BTC or any Ethereum. I take my funds and I put them into more of these smaller altcoins. Like I'm going to be honest with you now, I am a huge Cardano. I really believe in Cardano, and I have since summer of 2021 when I got in. I think I got in June, sometime of June. Yeah, so it's been just about 2 years now I've had ADA. So I believe they're going places, and I really am impressed with Charles and what he's doing. And they have a slow, methodical way forward. And I think that's going to, in the long run, that's going to serve. So we'll see. But hey, guys, I've covered everything I wanted to cover. So unless I'll give a few more minutes, if anyone has any questions or wants to go over something a little bit more, I'm here. Go ahead and ask. If you want to comment about something, go ahead. But I will say this, though. Again, I appreciate you guys very much for kind of hanging in there with me. I think a lot of good things are going to be happening to this channel, and we're growing, and it's because of you guys. So thank you very much. Again, check out my Patreon information. Just go to the banner. Just take a look and tell me what you think. Just tell me what you think. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you're on Twitter, find me and follow me, and I'll follow you back. Okay? So if you're on Twitter, follow me and I'll follow you back. And this is who I am. So find me on Twitter, and then we can message, and then all kinds of good stuff. But hey guys, I hope you have a great evening, and I will see you guys. Wow, I can't believe it. I'll see you guys on Sunday. And the 4th of July is coming up. So have a great night, you guys. And remember, here at the Crypto Dojo, crypto never sleeps. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.